Hey, welcome to 30 and 5 on a Friday. I'm Mike North here on 560WIND.com. Junior Seau shoots himself in the chest. I guess he was alive for 2 hours. The pain he must have gone through. Commits suicide. It's been declared a suicide already. My deal is the surprise from people. He tried to, basically, most people think he tried to kill himself when he took his truck and went over a cliff about a year and a half ago. I will say this. They're trying to throw the concussion thing into this again. There was never a concussion reported by Junior Seau. Now, he may have had them, but he never reported them. You know what this is? That's a reach. That's a reach. This guy had issues. This guy had probably money issues because he was paying alimony, former wife, domestic problems with a girlfriend, working jobs in and out. Who knows how much money was coming in? You know, a lot of guys have pride. I think the Dave Duerson situation's the same way. Both of them parallel a little bit. Domestic problems, divorced, kids involved. They both played football, but money problems. I don't know if Seau had big money problems, but he wasn't making the money he was making when he was a football player. And some guys have trouble adjusting to that. So I'm not going to use the concussion thing. Every time a football player, something bad happens to a football player, we're going to throw the concussion thing in. No, the guy couldn't control his own ship. He had issues in his life, and that's as far as we know right now. That other stuff's a reach, okay, until further notice. Chris Bosh, heard Mike Greenberg talk about this. Chris Bosh, his wife had a baby. He went back to Miami, came back, and played in the game. And he got tweets, Mike Greenberg, saying, you know, how come Bosh is going to go and watch his kid? What happens if he wasn't there and they lose? And Mike Greenberg basically said, well, I'm never going to insult the guy for being a good father. So being a good father means coming to the birth of your kids, Greenie? Let me tell you something, Greenie. I know a lot of fathers that went to the birth of their kids and they were bad fathers, okay? Here's another thing. When you have a contract, if this was Game 7 of the NBA title, okay, and he's going to miss the birth, he's going to miss the game, and he's got a contract with hundreds of people that are depending on him, I'd prefer she has the baby and then he's a good father for the next 20 years or 30 or 40 years instead of going to the birth and maybe being like a lot of NBA players who go to the births of numerous women, maybe, who are bad fathers. Also, if you're an Iraq war veteran or if you're in Afghanistan, your wife's having a baby, can you come home, Greenie? No. There's some jobs, some contracts you got to live up to. He lived up to his contract. He didn't stick around for 2-3 days like some people do. I'll give him credit for that. He said, I got to get back. And you know who might have told him to get back? LeBron. I'm just saying. Also, Mariano Rivera. What a tragedy. Mariano Rivera, if you don't know, folks, got hurt fielding, shagging fly balls. And I know people out there are going to see, what is he doing? Mariano Rivera shagged fly balls before Yankee games his whole career. In the mid-'90s, I read an article on Mariano Rivera. I bet you didn't know this, my friend. Mariano Rivera. I also heard Buster Olney talking about it. They asked scouts who was the best defensive center fielder in baseball back in the day, back in the 90s. They said Mariano Rivera. That's how good he was. So it's a shame he's being carted off the field. He's not going to be able to walk off the mound. If you're 42, you're not Derrick Rose now. You're going to be able to bounce back from that. Hopefully he can come back. Unbelievable relief pitcher. Unbelievable relief pitcher. But I also want to say this. He was on an unbelievable franchise. I wonder where Mariano Rivera's career is if he plays for the San Diego Padres or if he plays for the Cubs or if he plays for, you know, the Braves or somebody else. If he plays for the Orioles. Where's Mariano Rivera if he's playing for the Orioles? And there's an error at third. Extends the inning. And he doesn't have an all-star team behind him. He's great, but maybe not as great as he was. But, hey, give credit where credit's due. Best relief pitcher I ever saw this side of Dennis Eckersley. Dennis Eckersley was awfully good. The Chicago White Sox have issues right now. It's called attendance. Drew 15,000 the other night. They're losing ball games right now. They've taken the 2.6 million fan base, dwindled it down to where they're going to probably be drawing what they drew back in the 70s, 700,000. I mean, it's pitiful right now. And you know what? They lose a game last night, not looking good. Carlos Marmol. You know why I like the Cubs? Because they finally got a manager that said, you suck. Dale's Fame saying, I'm not putting up with this much longer. He's getting paid big money, but you know what? You can't continue to go to the well. He goes yesterday, he goes, what are you throwing a slider for in a 3-0 pitch? If you can't get your fastball over the plate, you suck. Dale's Fame's my guy. I don't know if it's Swaim. I don't know if it's Fame, but he's my guy. That's what he is. Dallas Mavericks, maybe the worst title team of all time. And then they get rid of Tyson Chandler. Would you consider the Dallas Mavericks, because they're not going to win it this year, maybe the 79 Supersonics? Those two teams, you knew they weren't going to win coming back, especially after they got rid of Tyson Chandler, and what a mistake that was. Hey, it's going to be rainy today here in Chicago, around the country. Check it out. Also, we got some big things coming up with Bud Siegel. I'll let you know about that in the future weeks. Don't forget tomorrow night, 3 to 7, or tomorrow, 3 to 7 on Fox Sports Radio. Changing my time tomorrow, and 9 to midnight on Sunday. This has been the 30 and 5 on 560 WIND. I'm Mike North for the Village of Rosemont. From the 9th largest convention center to restaurants to theaters, sports venues, and hotels. 5 minutes from O'Hare, you got it all here. Rosemont, you can't miss it.